Sink, 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 sink. Yeah, I'm definitely curious what you thought of Meet the Robinsons, but we can save that for after.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Atom Bacon here. Welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we got here to Violet City with a gym, and more interestingly, this tower, which we are going to explore in this episode. I got Epials in the front. So this is the main reason I suggested getting a flying type if you chose Chikorita or Totodile, because as the name implies, this place is full of nothing but Bellsprout. Well, that's not entirely true, but...
The trainers, at least.
Yeah. Each one has 3 level 3 Bellsprouts. Not exactly difficult, but if you have Totodile, then you will be taking a lot more damage from these guys. If you don't want a flying type, you can catch a Pokemon called Growlithe in the route just northwest of Violet City. It's quite difficult to catch because it has only a 10% encounter rate, only appears in the morning, and has a 1 in 2 chance of ending the battle with Roar before you can catch it. I've never been a huge fan of Growlithe myself, but it is a popular one, and I can see why people like it. And it is another option because it's a fire type, so it will resist the grass type attacks that these guys are using, and will eventually learn Ember as well. So I would suggest it. I would suggest it, even though I personally am not a fan of it.
Take it from me, someone who actually likes Growlithe. It's a good choice if you don't have a fan type yet.
Yeah. It's a very common philosophy in team building to have what's called the Fire, Water, Grass core, and I do plan to have that in this team. But I have my water and fire types planned already.
Yeah. I will say though, later on, it can be somewhat tough with Growlithe because the moves it learns later on aren't as powerful. At least you have to wait a while to get them. So that's the only downside with it.
Mm-hmm.
Also Stone Evolution, but that's another topic. And look at that, another Bellsprout.
Who would have guessed?
The animation does is like, come on.
I know, I've always thought it was like, come at me, bro.
It reminds me of that anime episode where, like, remember when Ash went to the Indigo Plateau, like in the first run? He had it was like his 3rd or 4th battle in like the starting ones. It wasn't in the actual Coliseum yet, but like he had to battle against a trainer who had a Bellsprout, and it was just beating his team relentless. Just a single Bellsprout, even though he beat the other members of the team easily.
I can't say I recall watching that, but that sounds pretty funny.
Yeah. It ended up losing to Ash's Muck, though, so...
That makes sense. We got a Paralyze heal there. So if a Pokemon inflicted Paralysis, we'd be able to get rid of that. Paralysis inflicts a... well, it cuts your speed down to 1/4 and gives you, I believe, a 1 in 3 chance of not attacking. I think it's 1 in 3. I'll look that up and put on screen if I'm correct or not. More Bellsprouts!
Oh yeah, I think it was the 4th one that Ash was fighting, because after that battle that he won, he finally got into the Coliseum one where he fought a trainer, and his last Pokemon that he had to use out of desperation pretty much was his Charizard, which at that point in the series it was still a dickbag, so he ended up losing the match because Charizard didn't want to fight.
Good old Charizard.
Classic way to end an Ash battle, am I right?
Would have been useful to get that crit on the first attack.
So you know how like the games are designed in a way where when you're starting in certain areas, the levels are correspondent to yours, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how basic game design works. But imagine if you had like your Pokemon in the state that you would in like in the end of a game in any Pokemon game. Like so, whatever the level that you choose to have when fighting the champions. And imagine if you had like something like a Charizard at that point, and then like decided to have that fight your Bellsprout tower. It would burn down the entire tower when I just fired like one Bellsprout. That's what I think of. Because it's all made of wood, and I'm pretty sure it's not that like structured.
No.
X accuracy.
That will make your attacks more likely to hit until the next time you get knocked out or switch out.
Do you use X items that often?
Not in this game. I found myself using them in the newest game because that was actually kind of challenging.
Oh, okay.
And also they got buffed in that game because they now give you +2.
Okay.
So they're a bit more worth your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, X items are just a good cash drop. Hey, there's that critical hit!
Yeah.
FPL's goes to level 29, or what does it mean saying
Wow.
20s?
You just can't wait for your Pokemon to get super high level, I think.
Evidently. Which is funny, because this game actually has the lowest, the shallowest level curve of any Pokemon game.
Yes. Which I have heard can be a turnoff for some people.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's not too much, but I can understand why it is for some people.
Definitely. Because it makes Pokemon that in other games would evolve at a reasonable level, evolve really late, even though they still evolve at the same level.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon that evolve around like level 30 and such, it's like, it feels like it takes forever.
Which is kind of the story of the starters, like
Yeah.
the main stuff, they're like finally doing their final evolution.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit of an issue, but
Mhm.
it's not too bad, I don't think.
It's one of the big reasons I don't like Chikorita, I don't like using Cyndaquil, because Cyndaquil takes the longest of the three to evolve.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Cyndaquil actually takes the least amount of time of the three to evolve, but then it takes the longest to evolve again.
Yes.
Totodile is the opposite. It takes the longest amount of time to evolve the first time, and then the least to evolve second time, and Cyndaquil, Chikorita is right in the middle.
Yes.
What is it with me and getting this Pokemon that flipped
Yeah, it's
around?
interesting. It's interesting how they like have the different difficulties curves with each starter in different places. So like with basic gameplay structure, usually Chikorita's the hardest, at least early game, and then Cyndaquil's the easiest, and then Totodile's right in the middle. And then like when it comes to evolution, Cyndaquil's the hardest in late game, but then it's the opposite with Totodile. And then Chikorita's right in the middle, so it changed it, so it's not like the same middle of the road with Totodile again. So then it's not just like, oh, pick Totodile and you get like the best of everything.
Yeah.
There's actually choices to be made like that are beneficial.
So those sprouts are now level 6, and they pack the move Growth, which boosts their special attack, so their Vine Whips will do more damage now. But they still don't do much because Grass is not very effective on flying, so EPLs can take these... Oh, that was insult to injury. EPLs can take these boosted Vine Whips no problem.
Sage Gym.
I should probably actually let Olive get some experience now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's not terribly hard to use Olive in this tower, really. It just takes
No.
a slightly longer.
Yeah. Even then, Epiels doesn't actually have any flying type attacks.
No. Just has tackle and like the other moves.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll let Olive get a little bit of experience here.
Yeah. If you're using Totodile in this tower, it's not actually that bad, it's just kind of a little rough if you have a low level Totodile.
Mm-hmm.
And at least in this part, because that's where they actually have their grass moves.
Well, they've had grass moves the whole time, but now they can buff them to make them do more damage.
Yeah, like this level 6 makes a difference, I'd say. Especially if your Totodile's low level.
Yeah. And you can really see an example of the same type of attack mods, because even though it's only one level below where Epiel's was, you can see my tackles are doing a lot less damage, because Epiel's is a normal flying type, which means that it's getting same type of attack mode as the tackle. Whereas Olive isn't doing as much damage.
Yeah, Olive is pure grass type, so it's not doing much with normal.
Speaking of which, all 3 starters will remain pure fire, water, and grass types. They will never gain any secondary types.
I was just thinking that, actually. That's like a... I'm pretty sure that's a thing with... That's the only case in the series where that's the case. Am I right? Or...
Yeah, it is. The only one.
Yeah. All the other ones at least change their typing at some point to like a dual typing.
There's usually at least one who stays pure type.
Yeah. But... Like in the first generation case, it was Squirtle.
Yeah. 3rd generation, it was Trico. Not counting the Mega Evolution it got in the remake.
Yeah, because that didn't exist yet when the first version came.
4th gen, it actually, all of them got secondary types.
Yeah.
5th gen...
so that was a difference, but it was a welcome difference, I guess.
5th gen, 2 out of 3 of them stayed monotype.
Yes.
Because the only one that gained secondary type in 5th...
was Tepig.
Yeah, Tepig. 6th gen, they all got secondary typings, and 7th gen, they all got secondary typings.
6th gen, they all got secondary typings?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Grass fighting, water dark, and fire psychic.
Yeah.
Because they created a double triangle.
Yeah.
This spell spread's level 7. I'm actually going to switch back into Epiel's. Because I don't want this battle to take forever.
I was about to say, oh, you'll probably get a level up from this. But now looking at it, it's like, yeah, you're definitely getting it.
Epiel's will level up no problem. The question is, will Olive also level up?
Cut in half, I don't know about that, but...
This one is level 7 though, so...
Alright, well, we'll see. I say it won't happen, you're saying it might. Well, we'll see what happens. Put all bets in, all in, let's go.
So close. Dun dun dun. I swear if I missed again. Oh, now! There it is! Nope, no level up for Epiel, or no level up for Olive, but Epiel's grows to level 10. I thought it got a level, I think I'm moving. And Hoot Hoot! That's switching things up.
The one exception to the Alt Bellsprout Club.
It's like I thought you were gonna say the All Bellsprout Claws.
Oh. But now we got a Hoot Hoot Ditto. As you would call it in Smash Bros. At least.
Yeah. Not to be confused with the actual Pokemon Ditto, which can copy an enemy.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll counter that at some point later on, so I can wait.
I just realized Epiel's has 7 PP left for Tackle.
Well, it's the only attacking move, so it's used a lot. And I was like, as an expert pro, I would say is the time to use Foresight. Never mind.
Yeah.
I like how that moves in the middle. I think it's supposed to be turning, right? Is the interpretation of that?
No, what it is that the battling is causing the tower to rock back and forth, but the pillar keeps it stable. So what's actually supposed to be implied is that the pillar is still and the tower is what's moving.
Okay.
As promised, here's your HM. But let me say this. You should treat your Pokemon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokemon are not tools of war.
Huh. He claims to be the Elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokemon.
Alright. Well, I am going to... I do have Olive in the front, okay. I'm going to quickly use potions to heal both of these guys up to full. So I'll make sure that I'm in fighting condition, because this is the first real sort of boss fight of the game. And considering that Epiels only has 5 PP left for tackle, I'm not feeling super confident.
It's time to fight Sage number 35.
Yeah. So good of you to come here. Sprout Tower is a place of training. People and Pokemon test their bonds to build bright future together. I am the final test. Allow me to check the ties between your Pokemon and you. Sage Lee. What's funny is yeah. What's really funny is in the remake, his title is Elder, so he's the elderly.
Oh yeah.
And he leads with a Bellsprout.
Level 7.
Actually, I'm curious if Razor Leaf actually does more damage.
It might, because of the same type of attack bonus and then more damage, so I would try. But it's just weak, like, against this... Oh. It's really weak against this typing is the thing.
Yeah, so let's
That's worth
see.
a shot.
See how much damage it does. I don't think that's more than tackle.
Yeah, even if the critical was, it would still, like, barely do much.
Yeah. Yeah, tackle does way more.
Yeah.
I can't use Growl on it because Vine Whip is a special attack.
In this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, types in this game are corresponded to either special or physical. There's no, like, split, like in the newer games. So grass is always special, as normal is always physical, as for examples.
And the first Bellsprout falls.
You were actually kind of close to leveling up in that last battle.
Yeah.
You were almost right.
Whew. A lot of experience there. And another Bellsprout. Let's hope that I can dispatch this one just a little bit quicker. Alright, second Bellsprout goes down. Olive goes to level 11. 11.
I knew you were going to say that, because I was thinking it just as well. Anyway.
And he's going to send in his own Hoot Hoot, so we're going to fight fire with fire.
Well, fighting feathers with feathers more, so...
Yeah. And they're even both level 10.
Classic, finish it off with a Ditto.
Now, I'm actually going to do what you suggested and use Foresight to make sure my tackles don't miss. Well, shit.
You still have Chikorita.
That is true. I'm going to use Growl to... I don't think this thing has any flying type attacks.
Oh, it might use... Oh, it's the same level as you, so I don't think it would.
I don't think so either.
You both are going to be hitting for, like, nothing now.
Yeah.
Growls.
I could swear this thing had Hypnosis.
No, it doesn't learn that yet.
I know
Is that what you were thinking at level 10? I don't remember when it learns it, but I'm pretty sure it's at least another couple levels.
I'm pretty sure too, but I thought I remembered this particular boss Hoot Hoot having it anyway, because that happens sometimes. where Pokemon have moves at levels they shouldn't for the sake of the boss.
So cheating.
Yeah.
I don't remember offhand what bosses do that, but I have seen that before.
I'm pretty sure I have memories of this Hoot Hoot giving me trouble with hypnosis, though.
Yeah. Maybe that was a remake thing or something.
Might be in the remake. I'll look up whether this thing has hypnosis if it doesn't use it.
Fact checking.
Yay! But yeah, I'm gonna switch into Olive because Epiels has no way of finishing this thing off.
Olive Hoot Hoot.
Now, fortunately, because Razor Leaf is special, Growl won't affect it, so I think it will be the superior move to use.
Uh-huh.
And though it is resisted, it's not resisted as much as Bellsprout resists it, so...
It resisted 4 times, the Bellsprout.
Yeah.
Whereas Hoot Hoot only resisted 2 times.
Mm-hmm. And that should be enough to finish this.
Yeah, I guess in case it wasn't obvious already, both of us have more experience with this game, the original, more than the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we both played the remake before.
Yeah.
We both have more experience in.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get something wrong with version difference, you know, roll with it. Is what I'm saying for both. Roll with it.
He's demonstrating Flash. So, HMs are...
Hidden moves.
Yes, they're like TMs, but the main difference is that TMs go away once you use them once, HMs can be used over and over again. Also, HMs cannot be forgotten, so be careful who you teach them to. Now here we have an escape rope. Now, what I normally recommend... What the game intends you to do is to just use that to escape, but I recommend holding on to it and leaving by foot. I'm hoping that the stairs will... Yay!
Alright. I was worried too. I have no idea what happened there, because I've never seen that happen.
Me neither.
Well, you barely used the retron, so...
Yeah, but I've never seen that happen in the original either.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, I recommend leaving on foot and holding on to that escape rope, because if you remember when I was buying items, the escape rope was for sale and it was $550, which is kind of pricey. And
For this point in the game.
For this point in the game, yeah. And there's something cool that you can do. I'm gonna go and heal first, but then there's something really cool that you can do with an escape rope. So, you want to go and head over here, head down this way. It's a berry tree here. Paralyzed Cure Berry.
Purrs Cure Berry. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now we're on Route 32. You try to go down, but that guy will stop you if you don't have the gym badge. But we can go over here. To the ruins of Alf. Now, if you interact with this, you can do a little stone sliding puzzle. But that's not what we're here for. Welcome to this chamber. There are sliding panels that depict the Pokemon drawn by the ancients. Slide the panels around to form the picture. To the right is a description of the Pokemon. Scientists in the back are examining some newly found patterns. Let's take a look at these patterns, shall we? Now that translates to the word escape. So, what you want to do is, standing in front of this, go to your pack and select the escape rope you got from the tower. You can alternatively buy one, but I like using the free one they give you. I'll warp you out, and immediately walk back in. And a mysterious door has opened. In here, we get a berry. And a poison cure berry. And an energy powder. And a heal powder. Heal powder will restore any status condition that you have on your Pokemon, while energy powder will heal 50 HP. However, both of these items make Pokemon like you less, so be careful about using them. There's more of these, and these translate to our words shall remain here for the ages. Our words shall remain here for the ages. A little bit ominous. And we have this weird, creepy area. There don't seem to be any Pokemon around here. So, spit this out back here. Let's check out that puzzle. This looks interesting. General rule of puzzles, put the corner pieces first. There we go.
Gasp!
And the floor gives out. There's a strange presence here. It didn't say that the last time we walked in this room, so should be on the lookout for anything different. This is unknown. This particular unknown represents the letter A. Unknown isn't a very good Pokemon, but there's a bunch of there's a form for every letter of the alphabet, so it's more of a collectible than a legitimately good Pokemon. How fitting! The first unknown I found was the letter A.
Maybe you'll find the letter B next time. Then before you find the letter Z instead.
Well, not all of them are immediately available. So we have E next.
I would like to buy a vowel. But yeah, if you guys remember from when the game was first loading up in the intro, it had a little spelling of the word crystal spelled in unknown Pokemon at the beginning of the game.
If I remember correctly, I believe this is the letter C.
Yes, I believe so.
Anyway, so that's cool. There are more of those puzzle chambers in areas that we can't access yet. The more puzzles you solve, the more unknown appear, and each one also has one of those secret rooms attached to them as well. So we'll get to those later. There are some good items in some of those later ones, though, for sure. But I say now we check out the gym. So, who is in the lead? Olive. I'm going to put Epios back in the lead for this.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Which we'll
because
find out.
this gym specializes in flying Pokemon.
Or as this game will call them, bird Pokemon.
Yes. Because, yeah, Birdkeeper Abe sent out Spearow.
We have not seen this one yet.
No, we have not. We could have if we went to that upper area on the first route during the daytime.
But we didn't, so now we see it here.
A Spearow has access to the move Peck, which actually does flying type damage. Sorry, I hiccuped there.
It is one of the benefits of getting a Spear because it does start off really quickly with the flying moves, whereas with Hoot Hoot and Pidgey you have to work for them.
The trade-off, though, is that it won't get a better flying type move by level up until, like, right before the final boss.
Yeah.
That said, it's a really good move that it gets. Woof. I mean, I could use a potion, but I'm probably just gonna run to the Pokemon Center and heal. I'll cut that out, though. So, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So, moving on, now that Epiels has been healed. The keyword is guts. I misread the keyboard is guts. Those here are training night and day to become bird Pokemon masters.
Flying types, well.
To be fair, though, all the Pokemon in this particular gym are birds.
Yes.
Rod.
But still, it's technically incorrect to call them bird types.
That is true.
So, you guys will probably see why way later in the game, I'd say. Pretty close to a level up though, so that's pretty nice. Right before the gym leader. So now we've seen all of the 3 main bird starters. Ooh.
And we get a flying type move.
Finally.
Yeah.
It's not terribly good, but it's definitely going to be an improvement because of the same type of tag bonus. It's a bit of a weird way of saying it, terribly good.
And it has more versatility because nothing is weak to normal, but there are things that are weak to flying.
Yes.
Alright. In hindsight, I probably should have bought some more potions when I went back, but screw it, I'm not going back again.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Because this gym leader is really low level.
I'm Faulkner, the Violet Pokemon Gym Leader. People say you can clip flying type things, Pokemon's wings off with a jolt of electricity. I won't allow such insults to bird Pokemon.
How's that an insult? It's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, really. That's like saying your boat will sink if you get hit by an iceberg. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I'll show you the real power of magnificent bird Pokemon. They're flying types. Okay, whatever. I'm done with that. Anyway, Faulkner.
Sends out a Pidgey.
Level 7. To be honest, this is like one of the lower points of gym leaders, honestly.
Yeah. He was improved quite a bit in the remake.
Yeah.
But in the original, he's kind of a joke.
Even in the anime, they improved on him quite a bit. Like, instead of having... What's it? He has this, and then his next Pokemon, which
Yeah.
we'll see. In the anime, he had a Hoot Hoot, a Dodrio, and a Pidgeot.
That's way better.
And that's your first gym battle in the region. Well, I guess Ash was experienced at that point, but...
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, anyway.
This is Pidgeotto, the middle stage between Pidgey and Pidgeot.
It basically is just a stronger version of Pidgey, with a bit more moves.
Gust is the main move you want to watch out for, because it can actually do some considerable damage.
Yeah, and your moves barely did anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
Pidgeotto can actually be kind of bulky at this point in the game.
Yeah. And I have a flying type, so it's not a concern, but both Pidgey and Pidgeotto come knowing the move. Mud Slap, which does, oddly enough, ground type damage, which flying types are immune to, and lowers accuracy.
It's basically a better sand attack.
Yeah. Which is another way he was improved in the remake, because in the remake his signature move is actually flying type. Yeah. Your first gym in this game is flying type, and their signature move is a ground type move.
Yeah, good job. Well, I guess with both
Tackle
those,
actually would be more damaging in this situation, so I'm gonna stick to that.
I guess with both those pieces of evidence laid out, we can safely say that the original Faulkner is a little bit of a joke.
Yeah. He's not a tough foe.
Yeah. Even if you have Chikorita, I don't think it's too bad anyway.
Yeah. That said, IPLs might go down here.
I feel like Chikorita can just handle the way for the rest of it.
I think so.
And sorry if I keep calling them the Pokemon by their Pokemon name and not by your nicknames. It's just a habit. Okay.
I actually want to see if FPLs can get experience for this, so I'm going to switch it out.
Okay. Yeah, because it should be able to tank one hit from like a gust or something.
Well, it needs to tank 2, technically.
Oh yeah.
Because I assume Pidgeotto's going to outspeed.
Whoa, that was critical.
I wouldn't be bothered if for the fact that I'm out of potions.
No. Hey, you don't have any berries left?
Oh, I have the energy powder.
Well, your Pokemon will hate you.
It's not Friendship Evolution. I don't give a shit.
No! Pokemon are about love and caring. Watch it get a critical again.
I'd be sick. No, it's gonna get a critical now and KO me.
I think you'll just barely live it if you got a crit or something. Maybe with 1.
Maybe, yeah. Whatever. We took it out.
You did it.
And FPLs didn't even level up. But Olive did, and Olive learned Reflect.
Pretty good move for Chikorita.
Reflect increases your entire team's defense by half.
For 5 turns.
For 5 turns, yes. So it's a really good team support move.
You got the Zephyr badge. Raises the attack of power of Pokemon. It also enables Pokemon to use Flash if they have anytime. Here, take this too. Can you guess what this is?
It's Ghost! No, it is TM31 Mud Slap.
Makes sense, am I right?
I mean, in the sense that it was his main move, yes.
Yeah, but like, for flying type gym, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, with that, we are going to end this episode off here, and I will see you next time when we attempt to progress beyond Violet City. But this is when we say goodbye to my buddy. He will not be here from the next episode.
Bye, guys. It was fun.
See you guys next time. Because this gym leader is really low level. Hello? Hello? Pardon? No, you have the wrong number. Let's go to the blooper reel at the end of the episode. I swear I thought I muted my phone.
So much for muting the phone, am I right?
Well, let's make sure I do that now.